Over a year later, Grand Theft Auto 5 remains one of the most consistently entertaining video games I've ever played, not to mention one of the most convincing. It takes on a shinier and sharper 1080p form in its new home on the PlayStation 4, but while its visual refinements are the most immediately noticeable upgrade, they're not the most important. Partly that's because GTA 5 on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 looked fantastic anyway, even if the crisper visuals here verge on the incredible at times. Partly it's because there are a host of new additions like vehicles, guns and songs, but mostly it's because GTA 5 is almost an entirely different game. Or it can be, if you choose to play it a certain way. The new first-person mode fundamentally changes not only how you view GTA 5's world, but your own mentality towards it. For while GTA has always been violent, sometimes shockingly so, there's always been something of a disconnect between that violence and those playing the game. First-person mode removes much of that disconnect. So when I'm mercilessly slaughtering police officers in a heist gone bad, or going on a rampage with an RPG in downtown Los Santos, well, I feel uneasy. Yes, there are plenty of first-person shooters around, but few create as convincing a modern-day setting as GTA does. First-person mode has the power to make you stop and think about your actions, which is no bad thing in a game that has long been criticised for glorifying a life of crime, rather than questioning it. The first-person perspective feels very different to that of your typical shooter too. It's slower and more measured and, well, more lifelike. The gentle head bobs and animations as you leap over walls or get carjacked on the highway are all expertly done, and really do draw you into the game in a way that third-person mode never could. The field of view is also noticeably different, with a very cinematic wide-angle feel that makes use of some nifty depth of field effects. If you played the excellent PT on the PlayStation 4, you'll have a good idea of what to expect here. While first person is great for shooting and for exploring a city that looks and feels so much larger because of it, driving doesn't work so well. The twitchy, hypersensitive controls that work well in third person for pulling off outrageous driving stunts are just far too sensitive to get the job done in first person. I had to drop the controller sensitivity down a few notches just to keep cars on the road. Trying to catch Michael's son as he dangles off a boat on the highway, or performing speeding drive-bys are very difficult missions in the first person, which is arguably more realistic, but I found myself switching back to the third person in order to get them done. Thankfully, it's not an either-or situation, and the game remembers your preference on foot and in vehicles, so you don't have to manually switch between the two. Even if you choose to ignore first person completely, GTA 5 has lost little of its luster since release. This is a series that has consistently been the most convincing and the most cinematic in games. Even now, I'm surprised by just how much GTA nails it. The voice acting, the scripting, and the dialogue are simply on another level. This helps create some credible, if wholly unlikable characters too. But perhaps that's the point. There may be a few times you sympathise with retired gangster Michael as his family life crumbles around him, or when you believe that wannabe gangster Franklin might be a nice guy just because he says he's always trying to do the right thing. Or when Trevor, well, maybe not Trevor. But these are guys that are not meant to be liked. They're narcissistic, psychopathic killers who don't blink an eyelid at killing hundreds when it serves their own means. They're not without fault too, and there are moments when a character will contradict his own motivations, seemingly just to fit a mission structure. But the fact that these characters can be so convincingly terrifying is a testament to the great writing on show in GTA 5. That extends to the world at large too. The sprawling, gorgeously animated metropolis of Los Santos deftly satirizes its real-world inspiration, and of America as a whole. Sure, it's sometimes heavy-handed, but there are few games that would dare go as far as GTA does with its commentary on governments, media, and celebrities, and fewer still that do it with such conviction. Running through it all are incredible, bombastic missions that play out like Hollywood blockbusters and the finest of gangster films. Heists remain the highlight, and the whole process of planning them out, hiring members of the team, gathering equipment, and then hoping that the fuzz doesn't interfere with them on the big day is incredibly engrossing. Bombs are exploded, helicopters are smashed into the side of skyscrapers, and entire squads of police give chase as you attempt an escape down the highway. That's not to mention all the random creeps of Los Santos who give you side missions, the multiple leisure activities you can indulge in, all the real estate you can invest in, and the stocks you can buy in the markets you can manipulate. Or you can just slack that all off completely and use Los Santos as your own wonderful digital playground. Indeed, it's the adventures that you create yourself that often prove to be the most fun. And then there's GTA Online. It's safe to say GTA Online didn't get off to a very good start, with server issues and all manner of balance problems. With the all-new GTA 5, Online gets a few boosts, including an enhanced character creator, as well as support for up to 30 simultaneous players. These are nice additions, but the mode still suffers from a lack of direction at the start. Although you can import your old one, I opted to create a new character, after which I was dumped into a sidewalk in Los Santos with little idea of what I should do next. Once you've figured out the process of finding jobs to do, like stealing packages from NPCs or taking part in street races, and people to do them with via your trusty mobile phone, things get more interesting. Much has been said about how GTA Online is too open and how easy it is to be killed by others, but for me that's always been part of its draw. Trolling people who've taken themselves far too seriously in a street race by creating an epic roadblock still manages to raise a smile. Suffice to say, if you were hoping for an epic reinvention of Online, you won't find it here. But even if Online wasn't part of the GTA 5 package, it wouldn't matter. Aside from a few mild frame rate issues that sometimes take the edge off its more dramatic moments, GTA 5 is the bar by which all other open world games, or indeed any game that aims for a cinematic feel, should be judged. It is beautiful, thought-provoking, thrilling, and an incredible adventure from start to finish. Even if you played through it once already, it's worth going back just to be reminded of what an achievement this game truly is.